Hey y'all, this is my first update. Today is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day first and foremost to all the good fathers out there. This is my first story time update. I'm coming to you from my front porch. So this is about me coming out to be gay finally, and being okay with it, and openly telling my son and openly telling my family, and just being happy to be me. So it took me a long time to get here. I knew that I liked girls for a very, very long time, but I was still curious about boys as well, you know. So with my father not being around, and my mother worked a lot, she was present. My mother just worked a whole bunch, so she didn't have a lot of time to tend to me and my feelings. And you know, a lot of times I came to her, and you know, I would tell her like, hey, Ma, I like girls. You know, and I do deliver messages in the wrong way. I brought my friend in there, which I shouldn't have. I brought my friend in there with me, and I'm like, you know, I needed some support. Like, come with me, let's go tell my mom I'm scared how she's gonna react, but I really want her to know that I like girls. And I was 16 at the time when I told her. I said, Mama, I really like girls, like. And she like, you don't fucking like girls, you know. Like, Mama was like, not for that shit, at all, at all. So here I am at 20, almost 25. I'm 24. I'll be 25 on July 28th. I'm a Leo gang. What's up? But here I am at 20, almost 5, finally being able to say I am gay and happy about it, and I want a wife, and I want to have children with my wife and all that stuff, and I'm happy to be able to say that. So, I'm bad, my blunt went out. But it took me a long time to get here. I'm gonna tell you the story how I ended up with my child. So told my mom at 16. By the time I turned 17, I was pregnant with my child, Jordan. And you know, most of you know who he is because you guys meet him at the shop when you guys come get your hair done. He's usually with me. But when I was 17, I ended up getting pregnant with my first child, my son, my only child. My joy, I love him so much. And that was just a result of me trying to figure out what loved me, you know, just trying to figure out what was for me. And in a result of that, I ended up getting the worst baby daddy in the world. So don't do that. If that's something that, if y'all are trying to find some love, meditate. Learn what it is for you. Learn what love is before you go searching for it, because it's not gonna come because you don't love yourself. So I ended up getting pregnant with my child. As a result of that, I went into a deep depression after I had him. And during my pregnancy, I was talking to girls as well. My mom and my auntie were like, "Stop experimenting. You're gonna what is the word? You are going to ruin him. He doesn't need to be around that. It's not about you anymore. You have a child and a little boy at that. You can't be gay around your little boy." So of course, if people are around you are 100% not okay and they don't accept you for being who you are like, well, maybe I am wrong. Maybe I should stick to this. Maybe I should just go ahead and date men and call it that. Now, I've dated multiple men, different sizes, colors, all that stuff. I've dated multiple men, and I've had my fair share of fun with them, and I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm still saying I want to be with a girl. A woman. I'm sorry, I'm grown now. A woman. But, so during my pregnancy, my aunt and my mom were like, what the fuck, basically, what the fuck? What the fuck do you think that you're doing? Right? So now I'm like, damn, maybe I am all fucked up. I was dating this girl. Well, I had a crush. I had a crush on this girl named Felicity. And she had a girlfriend at the time, but I still had a crush on her. She knew I had a crush on her, but she couldn't do nothing about it. And I was pregnant too, so it wasn't like, but I would tell her, like, I like you a lot, and I should have kissed you last night, little kid shit. So my aunt was not for it. I would go to the movies with them all the time. I would always be at Felicity house, like I was like, I'm a fuck Felicity, but I couldn't. My mama was like, mm-mm. And she had a girlfriend at the time, and I was pregnant. All of these factors, but I was still talking to girls. So talking to Felicity was like horrible to them. Horrible. It was the worst thing like ever. They were like, this is terrible, you can't do this. No, not to Jordan, he don't deserve this. So yeah, so I went on years dating, and the shit, actually I forgot, even after fucking her, my friend, I have a friend named Kiana. Hey Kiana girl, hey Kiana. Me and Kiana even tried to date. Kiana had a crush on me and I had a crush on her, but it just didn't work out, my mama wasn't happy with it. And yeah, back to that whole, you have a baby. So it just fucked with me for a long time. So then I met this girl named Danny. And that was when I was about 20, maybe 2. I was 22-ish. I was like 22-ish. Cause 22. I turned 23 with her. I met her about 22-ish. And she was a barber. Well, she is a barber. And we became super close friends. Super close friends. And she was fine as fuck, okay? Homegirl was fine. And then my mama wasn't feeling that shit either. My mama was like, all right, well, if you're still experimenting, you need to stop. Basically, you just need to stop. So I ended up moving with Danny. And I had this whole thing for her. And during our whole friendship, I developed a lot of feelings for her. A lot, and so did she. She can lie, but she did. And she talked to multiple women. Oh shit, by the time when I met her, she was married. But to this day we are still friends. But when I met her, she was married. And yeah, I used to leave my son at home to be able to go with her to make sure she was okay. I used to leave my baby at home to make sure that she was okay. My mama put me the fuck out. Put me out. Okay? Put me the fuck out. And that went on for like shit. Me and her was like on and off for like a year. And this friendship. But yeah. So after Danny, I met this girl named Angelique. Now Angelique was my last girlfriend, okay? My very last girlfriend. And that was the first person my family actually accepted. And she ended up, well, my mama put me out the last time. She ended up making sure that I had everything I needed, Anything I needed, she was there for it. My mama put me out and I had to fucking stay in a hotel for 2-3 nights with my son. Cause I had nowhere to go. And Angelique ended up, Angelique had nowhere to go either, to be honest. She was trying to get out of the house with her ex-wife. She was living with her ex-wife still. She was trying to get out of the house with her fucking ex-wife. So I was trying to okay, cool. And she had this whole plan, like, okay, well, my friend Marquita has a place that we can go to. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. But at that time, I didn't want to be with her. I just wanted her around at that point. She was very, very sweet to me. And she loved me from the beginning. But at that point, I didn't want it. I did not want it at all. But she's the one that helped me, like, say, I'm gonna marry a woman. And that's what the fuck I'm gonna be happy with. And that's that. So, I can give her that. She did do that. She helped me be the person I am today. But when we met, yeah, I didn't have nowhere to go. And she was trying to get out the house with her ex-wife. And yeah, she didn't like that I was like in hotels with my son and with no money. She had to pay for 2 of my nights for me to have somewhere to stay. And by the time that second night, when both of us was out of money, she had about $40 to her name, and I had zero. I had negative 25 in my account or more. Like, I had no money, none. And she got me up out of that. She had a friend, and her friend gave us her apartment. Not really technically gave us. We had to pay rent there, but she let us go ahead and move in because she wasn't using it. She was still paying rent there, but she wasn't living there. She was living with her new girlfriend, but she had to pay rent because she still was in a lease. So she ended up saying, y'all can just stay here, and I will just, stay where I am, and y'all just pay the rent. And that was that. So we ended up moving into it. That was the beginning of all of this. Oh God, that was the beginning. Long story short, at the apartment, she ended up falling in love with me. We were together at that point. At the apartment, we ended up being together. And it's a lot of things that happened that I wish wouldn't have, but it's all a part of me having to figure out who the fuck Shyla is, right? So I'm a greater person now, but yeah. So at that point, she ended up falling in love with me, and at that point, I knew that I loved her. At that point, I knew that I loved her with my whole heart. I knew that she was a good fit for me. I knew that she made me tingle inside and all that stuff. Like, she just gave me butterflies every time I saw her. She always made sure that my baby and I was okay. It was never a time to where she just didn't love us, while we were at the apartment. I ended up getting my tooth pulled and it formed an abscess. If you guys know me, you guys know that y'all saw the pictures of when I was posting my face and I looked like Martin when he had an allergic reaction. She was there through that whole thing. That all happened while we were in the apartment. We were in the apartment for some time, and that's when COVID happened around that time too. That's when we had to do our initial quarantine. So we were in an apartment at that time, and I was telling her, like, I don't want to be with you. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be your girlfriend. I don't want none of that. I was like, I don't want to do this because I'm scared that and deep down, I was just scared that my family was going to hate me for wanting to be with a woman and wanting to live my life with her, and wanting my son to be happy with her, because she made us whole. I'm telling you, like, she made our life completely complete. Like, truthfully. So yeah, that went on. So then I decided, I think that we should. The lease is almost up at the apartment, so I'm like, I think that we should just go live in separate houses. I'm not breaking up with you. I'm just saying I want to go live in another house. I want to be with you, but I want to live separately. And she was like, not going for it. She was like, I want to live with you. I don't see how we're going to break up and you're going to still, be with me. And yeah, it was just a whole spill about that. So we ended up moving into this house that I'm currently sitting in front of. This is our house. And we have been in this house for a year now. A whole year. And we've both done our fair share of shit, I could say that. Not to go all the way in detail, but we both done our fair share of shit. So she decided that she didn't want to be with me anymore. No, she cheated on me. So start there. She cheated on me. She cheated on me with this girl. The girl, and you know what? They always cheat on you with people that are like, could never be you. You know, like that bitch could never be me. You know, like she is. You know, and I'm in love with her. Okay. Now I fell in love with her. Let's backtrack. Sorry guys, I'm starting to go because the shit's still happening. I'm a little bit upset about the situation still, but you know what? I'm trying to let it go. So let's backtrack. I was going too fast. But I fell in love with her. And she wanted to have kids with me. And I fell in love with her. Like, all the way deep. And I was still like, not sure. I ain't never been in love before. You know, like this is different. So she had been asking me to go to therapy. So I started to go to therapy, but where I messed up is we didn't communicate. And it resulted in her cheating on me and lying to me for months. And yeah, now we're at the point where she has to move out. But that was the result of that. But yeah, for anybody that's out there that's afraid to just be free and to just be you, boo-boo, y'all gotta go ahead and do it, because you put yourself through so much trauma for what? You put yourself through so much pain for nothing. When at the end of the day you're still gonna be what you are. There's no change in that. You're still gonna desire the things that you desire. And it's okay. It's okay. It is. I'm telling you that it's fine. It's fine. If your family will love you regardless. They will. The people around you will love you regardless. The goal is for you to love yourself first. Coming out has been an invigorating feeling. Now, I can't say that I am 100% over dating men, because I'm gonna always have that, I don't know what to call it, because it's not a desire. It's not something. I don't want to marry a man. That makes sense. I don't want to marry a man, and I don't even know enough of these fucking LGBTQ terms to be able to like really put a word on it. But I don't want to marry a man, but I do sometimes like have you miss it, you know, you miss it. That's really all it is. That's what it comes down to. You fucking, I guess that's the word. I just put it together. But you miss it in a way, like, you know, if you've already, they say you can't miss something that you never had, you know. You start to miss it. You start to miss that, you know. Well, yeah, if I had a boyfriend, that nigga I wouldn't have trouble with this nigga bringing in a stove. You know, I wouldn't have trouble with him carrying in groceries. I wouldn't have trouble with him changing something. You know, I wouldn't have trouble with that if it was a man. We wouldn't both be struggling because we short as fuck because we women. You know, like, that's really what it comes down to sometimes. But I don't want to marry a man. Definitely no. But yeah, she helped me get there. She did. She helped me get there. So don't put your desires aside. If you like women and you haven't experimented yet, but you know that you are interested, I strongly suggest you just go ahead and figure it out before you try it. Okay? Don't have sex with them until you know. Okay.